I am looking forward to this live, Tony. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
this one, I've been waiting
Th-
for this one since last week. When we talked about this one, I got really excited.
yeah, yeah. Lots of information,
Yeah.
lots of experience, put it that way,
Oh, yeah. And we
for
just,
sure.
the main goal of this is just to like draw the similarities of all of our journeys. I mean, it's all a weight loss journey, and we are all part of a greater community other than just bariatrics.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. We got quite the stories coming at us this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you're tapping the screen and sharing the live. We're trying to get as much as the community as possible in here tonight for this one. There's a lot of information that we're going to get. Tara, hey, how you doing? Pug, can't wait to get you up here. Juliana, how are you? Mama Bear, what's happening? Welcome. There's a lot of information we want to share. None of us are medical doctors. We're not providers. We're not therapists on this panel, nor are we nutritionists. We're just some bariatric patients trying to learn our way through this change in lifestyle that we've taken on for the rest of our lives. So we welcome you. Hello, Nadia. Welcome.
All right.
Um,
I hope you
and
guys
yeah,
all got something to drink. This is gonna be it's gonna be a long one here.
Yeah,
And
we may go over an hour,
yeah.
just because we got three stories and a lot of really good information coming at us. Anastasia, how you doing? Welcome.
For all of us bariatric patients, make sure you took your vitamin. I'm gonna take mine before the live.
Yeah, also special thanks, shout out to Regs Gets Smaller, always giving us a shout out, always there for support personally. When you go live on every avenue that you possibly can, brother, you consistently give us a shout out, man, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate you for that, bro. Whenever Regs gets smaller, on live, join them and follow them. Everybody follow each other. The rules are as is always. We always respect our guests on the panel, and we always respect each other within the comments. Other than that, this is a safe space for everyone, based on a bariatric male's perspective. So welcome. Um,
Tonight, it's gonna be the overall male perspective from the weight loss community. So this is pretty cool. So,
And
um,
y'all gotta excuse me, but I got a problem with being professional all the time. And I'm like a 50-year-old child. I get it. Whatever. This isn't a place for judgment. I got to get my nutrition in. You might see me eat every once in a while. I can't help it. I got to get it in. I only got but so much time in the day. Excuse me. But go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
all right.
Do we have any guests coming up?
Let's ask them to send why don't you guys come up? So send out those requests, and we'll bring you guys up to now.
Come on up here. Let's talk about it. I'm sorry, Maria. Good evening,
Good
Hey,
evening.
gentlemen.
what's up?
Thank you for coming on. We are really excited about having all three of you guys up here. So my first question, just to start off, how would you guys like to be addressed? Do you guys want to go by names? Do you want to go by your handle? What do you guys prefer?
Uh, Either Jamie or Triple Dad is fine.
My name
AJ.
is AJ. It's just AJ.
It's just AJ.
Just AJ. I mean, the name came. The wife came up with the name. I don't know, but people love it, and I don't even get it. So what it is.
That's cool.
Pug's fine.
Pug it is. Pug it is. Good to meet you all. I'm
Good
Rab,
to meet you
Rab like
guys.
Rabbit, WT Barry, but people call me Rab. Rab's my name. And that's Tony D.
Yeah,
So we're
my
here.
name isn't Barry Male Experience.
No, no. um, so welcome guys. We really appreciate you all taking the time to come talk to us this evening. There's been like me and Tony, we've talked about trying to create that that connection between, you know, people who have either taken on bariatric surgery and or went on a journey with GPL1s or Ozempic. I don't know if it's all the same. You guys can probably set me straight along the way. Um, and or, you know, taking on a natural way of the weight loss journey, either or. But we wanted to bring it together, bring it in as one, and try to make that connection between us so that, you know, we can continue to communicate, have conversations surrounding the involvement with men in these weight loss journeys. So it's a pleasure to have you guys here for sure.
So, like, we want to find a way that we can support each other, you know, regardless of like what journey we decided to take. We want to be able to support each other in a weight loss journey. So we want to be, you know, this is one thing, you know, men together, we want to be one community.
That's right.
You guys
So
have been saying it for a while now. We all started in a spot we weren't happy in, and we all have a spot where we want to go, where we are happy with ourselves, our bodies, and all that. And I've been saying that for a minute now. It don't matter how you get there.
yeah,
AJ's been good at that from day one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to keep things a little, I think this is the most we've had on panel right now since we started this live. So we're gonna kind of like have a little bit of control, crowd control, so we're not talking over each other. Rab, we're probably gonna talk over each other because we have lots of questions. But the way I'm looking at it on my screen, we'll go left to right. So we'll start with Jamie, AJ, and then Pug. So when we ask questions, we'll direct it towards you guys as far as questions that we would like you to answer. So the first thing we would like to do is like give us an intro of yourself, like, you know, who you are, what your journey is, like what pathway you've taken in your weight loss journey, the reason why you're doing it, and the reasons why, like what were your factors into making that decision. So Jamie, if you'd like to start.
All right. Well, my name's Jamie. I am a father of 4. I have 10-year-old triplet girls. I've been obese or morbidly obese in basically my whole adult life and into my later teens as well. I've always, you know, struggled with, just like, you know, most of the people here, if you got to a point where you needed to be on medication or weight loss surgery, obviously you struggled most of the time for a long time. But I started a GLP1. First of all, I started a keto journey in July 14th of 2022, and that led me to GLP1s, which ultimately led me to do a duodenal switch weight loss surgery. And I'm doing it because I want to be alive for my kids. I want to see them grow up. I want to experience, you know, a life with them that it more involves, you know, doing stuff, and being, you know, living more of a life, not just existing. Also, yeah, I started at 715, which is still one of the higher weights of anybody that I've met on this journey, and I'm currently down 200. I was down 234.6 pounds on GLP1 medications, and as of today, I'm 28 days post-op for my duodenal switch, and I'm down another 30 pounds. So I am down 264.6 pounds in 8
Good job, brother.
boom.
So, I mean, now, and one more thing before we get to EJ is I finally reached a point where I'm a good amount past. I have less weight to lose than I've already lost, which is never in my life been the case. Like, there's never been a point where I've gotten far enough along in my journey where I have less to lose than I've already lost, and that's one of the best feelings. And one of my longest friends, who was my roommate in college, and I'm also a chef by trade, in culinary school, he even told me, like, when I was talking to him today, just how much better I sound and how much just in general, and I thought that was interesting. So.
Awesome.
That
This
is
I
awesome.
appreciate you having me.
So Jamie, that's a total of 200 and what? How many pounds?
264.6.
264.6 pounds. That is amazing. Good for you. What about you, AJ? Where you at?
So I am AJ, big boy to slim boy, as my wife came up, and I started my journey after breaking my neck, and I was extremely obese. I was 466 when I broke my neck, um, and that happened in December of 21 or 20. Man, I get the days mixed up anymore. But December 21, I started my journey in August of 22. I started making videos as like an accountability because I lost weight multiple times before, like everybody else, probably on this panel. I've gone up and down like a yo-yo my whole life. This is the fifth time I've lost over 100 pounds. So um, very good at losing, very good at gaining, obviously. And like Jamie, I have a wife, I have kids that needed me and need me to be able to walk. And I couldn't walk for 3 weeks. So that was a very big factor for me um, to start this whole journey. Um, about the same time in end of August, like my weight just kept hurting. So I decided that I was going to go see my doctor. And I had heard about a medicine called Manjaro or Ozempic or the GLP1s like other people. And so I got on that. At the same time, I met this amazing person in my trainer who helped me basically focus in and tone in and realize what I could do, even though I had issues getting up off the ground. I had issues doing regular stuff that normal people could do. He showed me what I could do and how I could come back from my injuries because there was a lot of times where I didn't think I could come back from my injuries. Um, that being said, I'm down 238 pounds now. I am in maintenance, but we are in like a building uh, atmosphere to where we're trying to build muscle because my trainer wants me to do something a little bit more towards like something on a stage sometime or like a powerlifting competition or something like that. So we are in like a building thing, which is really messing with my head. From going from 25 years of trying to lose weight to trying to build muscle is a whole nother subject. So,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
quick
fun.
question for you, AJ. Are you still taking GLP1s?
I haven't taken any medicine in 2 months. So I felt like once I hit maintenance that I could go without it because I felt like I was a strong enough willed person that my goals are important, and not that they didn't help me because it did help me a lot. I used it as a tool, and once I was ready to come off it, I planned on being off of it. So just like just like a lot of medicine, I didn't plan on being on it for the rest of my life. Not saying that it's bad if you are, it just wasn't for me.
All right. Awesome. Pug, what about you, my friend?
O sea, acá el conexión está muy mal. Give me just a second.
Okay.
No problem, Puck. So
So
go ahead.
go ahead, Ray.
No, I was going to ask you. So, like, when you say that you're in that maintenance mode, and you're going through that whole mind fuck of,
Gracias,
having
baby.
to put weight back on after you've spent so much time trying to get it off under those circumstances, like how you just mentally deal with that and prepare for that. That's all.
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
here.
Because,
But you can finish. You can finish.
because honestly, I feel like a failure sometimes.
Can you guys hear me?
yeah, yeah. I want to touch more on that in a moment for sure, AJ. Man, I'm gonna dig into you if you don't mind.
No, you're
I
good.
want to know because I think we're on the same page somewhat. Pug on Monjero, what's happening, man? Good to have you. Good to meet you,
What's
man.
up, guys? Hello. It's nice to be on here, guys. Well,
Yeah,
my
me
name
too.
is Abraham, also known as Pogamonjaro.
Yeah,
When I started my journey originally on February 3rd. I was in a relationship for about 11 years and she left me. So after she left me, I was in a dark spot, you know? So I started going to the gym. I saw my boss, he started losing a bunch of weight. I'm like, dude, what are you on? What are you doing? He says, I'm on Ozempic. So I went to the doctor and the doctor's like, okay, you're 475 pounds, and you got to think, I got weight at 475. I already started losing weight prior, but my highest weight I never had a scale that went above 450.
right,
So when I went to the doctor about on February 13th, because that's the day after my birthday, she was like, "You're not gonna go on Ozempic, you're gonna go on Mounjaro." I was like, "What the hell's Mounjaro?" I said, "Well, you're diabetic. That's the difference. I'm diabetic." So they put me on Mounjaro. But from the beginning, I started walking, started changing my diet, started doing all that. My first month on Manjaro, I lost 42 pounds.
the
Wow.
first month.
First month, I lost 42
Okay,
pounds.
all right.
I'm on my 11th month right now. I'm down 278 pounds.
The
Oh,
champ is here.
I'm down to 196. 196.
That is awesome, man.
that's
Yeah, but
amazing.
it's been a struggle just like everyone else. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
what you're on, it's all mental. This is the thing that's messing us up is our heads, guys. And with thankfully with the help of GLPs, it's helping me retrain my brain, fix myself metabolically because I am diabetic. So a lot of people think if you're diabetic, you're gonna lose weight fast. I imagine how it was if I wasn't diabetic.
right, right.
So, what were the factors like? It seems like you guys were introduced to GLPs. Was this a suggestion from from your doctors? Like, did you inquire about them? Like, what was your mindset like when you guys went into the office and were like, I want to lose weight? Like, what are my options? Jamie, you can start off with that one.
So when I failed. I always knew keto was the way I need to go. I'm addicted to sugar and carbohydrates. So that's how I started. I started back on keto, and the biggest thing I changed this time versus every other time where I've lost like 60 or 70 pounds and I failed. The biggest thing I stopped this time is I stopped eating fake sugar. I had always said, well, I'll just, I can have my zero glycemic index sweeteners and I'd be fine. But a friend of mine who's lost like 300 pounds keto and, been maintaining on keto for years now, always told me that the fake sugars were the problem. And I said, no, they don't affect your glucose level. They don't affect your insulin. You know what? Maybe for some people they don't, but for a lot of people they do. And they also make you crave more sugar and carbohydrates. So this time I started and just like Pug, I started at a high weight. I think I lost 30 pounds the first month on keto. And then my wife and I had talked about the GLP-1s. We had heard about Manjaro and Ozempic and everything. So I just messaged my doctor. I said, "Hey doc, you know what? I want to try this medication. I think it'll be good with what I'm doing." And she wrote back to me within an hour and said, "Jamie," she said, I'll let you do whatever you want. Whatever you do, you need to stick with it. That I don't care. I said, I'll support you any way you want to lose weight. You need to stick with it. So that was the beginning of my GLP-1 journey, and that was August of 2022. And it's been like Pug says, it's really there's been challenges and stuff, but a lot of people come on here and they'll say that they can take these medications and lose weight and not change anything and do stuff. I said, yeah, you can do that, but everybody knows that it's the whole journey that matters. Anybody can lose weight for a little bit of time, but if you don't address whatever specific issues that you have moving forward, then you may lose weight in the short term, but you're going to be one of those people that's going to relapse and gain back. And that's why I really addressed my sugar and carbohydrate issue, because it's most important to me. And that's I'm sure you have more questions, so I don't want to answer them all in one thing. But that's how this actually led me to my weight loss surgery, because it really my eating after surgery really mimics how I've eaten to get here, minus the fact that I'm only eating 4 ounces of protein at this moment. So.
Right.
AJ?
So you guys are gonna think TikTok. It was all over TikTok by the time that my wife was on TikTok, and she was like, hey, there's this medicine that I'm thinking about trying. It's a shot once a week, and I'm like, needles, I'm off that. Peace out. Like, cause I hated needles. I still hate needles. I honestly, up until probably like 3 months before I stopped taking it, she had to give me my shot. Like, I hate needles that bad. I literally had to look away like a little sissy. So, but she said, "Hey, this is helping people lose weight. What do you think about it?" And I was like, by that time, I would do anything to make sure that I was losing weight and keeping it off. So, um, and literally, I was thinking about that, and this is where I think a lot of you guys, I resonate with a lot of you guys because I didn't tell her this, but I was thinking about uh, surgery. I was thinking in my head, like, this is where I'm gonna have to go to lose the weight this time
Mm-hmm.
because I was not losing weight and it just wasn't happening for me. So I needed like a kickstart, something to help me. I needed a tool. So that's where we found it. We found it on TikTok. I actually asked my doctor about it before I broke my neck, um, and he wouldn't he wouldn't give me the medicine before. And but then after I broke my neck, because that's a whole nother story. Because he let me walk out of his office with a broken neck, well, stumble out of his office because he said I was obese, and that's why my legs weren't working. That after that I found a new doctor, obviously, and she subscribed or prescribed it for me right away. So
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. How about you, Pug?
Sorry. When like I said, when I saw my coworker, my boss, lost a bunch of weight, I wanted to see how to fix it. So he's like, I'm gonna do Ozempic. So I went over there. That's when they told me about Manjaro, and I don't know what Manjaro was. She said, oh, it's for diabetes. She told me that I don't want you to get a metformin because your A1C is not too high. My A1C, I just got into diabetes. I was at 6.8, so I just got into diabetes. So she's like, I had a lot of success for people losing weight on this medication. Your blood work will be okay. I remember my first blood work was around the whole damn board.
Hmm.
Within 3 months, it was right down the middle. Ever since then, I never wanted to get off because it's helped me so much physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Did you guys have out of the three of you guys, like, did you guys have any apprehensions, like when the medication was introduced, or any, like, were you nervous about anything, like any side effects or anything from it?
I started way before there was all this stuff about the side effects and all the media coverage of it.
Wow.
So it did make a difference. I mean, I started July 22, and there's people on it before, but most of the people losing for weight loss had just started it a few months ago or just then. So there was a lot more information in the last 8 months than there was then. But still, nothing would have changed my mind. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that does make a difference to me.
I wasn't scared because honestly, I was at a point where I was desperate for anything and everything. I was at a point to where I wanted to walk and be able to walk my kids down the aisle and make sure my wife didn't marry some other guy. So I didn't want to die. She's in the room, so she just gave me that dirty look.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure that you know I was there for him and I lived as long as I could. So
For me, I didn't really care about the side effects. I mean, to be honest with you, it's like whatever you're doing, everyone tries to scare you. When you're on whatever platform you're on, whatever you're trying to do, there's so much negativity out there that people are always trying to scare you. out of doing what you think is right for yourself. Doesn't matter if it's VSG, getting whatever it is, GLPs, whatever path you choose. There's always some person out there that's trying to ruin your plans. I remember when I first started, everyone was like, constipation, 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 this and that, this and that, this and that. Everything can be countered. Everything can be countered. But I've been lucky. I've never had real side effects. I drink a lot of water and I walk a lot. I take my supplements. I take my vitamins. I do whatever I can, whatever I could do. So I don't get those. The only thing I do get every once in a while is insomnia every once in a while, but I don't care. Why do I care about insomnia? I just pop a bunch of melatonin in it. I'm good to go.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm like, because I had RNY, I had to bypass, uh, and I'm just thinking the changes. Like I can't take ibuprofen anymore. This
Mhm.
NSAIDs. I got to take these vitamins every day. Um, my iron went low, so I got to take an iron supplement.
Mm.
Um, so my question is does the GPL ones does that affect of taking the medication, does it have any changes when it comes to like vitamins and things you have to do on a routine basis like you do with surgery?
No, that was the thing for me is there was nothing. The medication was great. Um, the only thing is if I had had this if I had had the opportunity to take the medicine when I was at 450 or 75 500, I probably would never have needed to have surgery. um, I personally, I sat on here on TikTok for probably 8 months and said, I'm never having surgery. I'm never having surgery. But what happened is I had so much success with the GLP-1s. Plus, I figured out how it made me feel like with the suppression and stuff like that. I'm thinking, man, you know what? If I have surgery, and I need to go back on these medications, that will handle the mental part of it, and I will continue to be successful. So I'm thinking it became a no brainer for me. And what happened for me is at some point I was really active and really good at about 330 pounds. So in my head originally I was like, you know what? If I can just stay on these medications and get down to 330 pounds, you know what? I'll have my life back. But somewhere along that road, I'm like, no, I want to be like a normal weight. Like I want like, so then I'm thinking, man, I could be like 210 pounds. And then I'm like, you know what? Then I start looking at people who are 210 pounds. I'm thinking, I don't even need to be that low. I think if I get to 230, I'm like, good. But with the surgery, you don't know. So like, right now I'm averaging 1.4 pounds a week or something.
Yeah.
And if I continue that for 3 months, like my doctor says I could, and then 4 pounds a week after that, I'm like, you know what? If it's meant to be, then I could be 200 pounds. I don't know if that's meant to be or not. I don't care. But at this point, I know I'll have 20 pounds of excess skin and stuff
Mhm.
that's going to need to come off. So I'm just like, everybody talks about a healthy weight and whatever you feel good at, and that's what I want. But you know what? I want to be like a normal weight, like, and that's changed from when I was on the medicine, and it everybody's like I said, everybody's journey is different and how they get to there. But basically, I feel like if you're under say 500 pounds, then you should be trying GLP-1s at least first to see if you're at least a responder or a super responder to it, because you may never need surgery. And like you said, surgery is great, and it changed a lot. It's going to change a lot about your insides and everything that goes along with it. But if you have an opportunity to lose the weight without having surgery, I don't see how there could be a negative to it. And you know what? If I stayed on the medication for another few years, I probably could have gotten down, even lower. But like for me, it wasn't like I think I maxed out for my body, you without having to add more medication and stuff. And I just, when I figured out about the surgery that I wanted, I'm like, this is a no brainer for me. Like I'm eating basically keto like I was before with no very little carbs, and it's just like a match made in heaven for me again. And that's how keto was with GLPs. I think Pug and I agree on that a lot, because he eats a high fat, keto, everything about the meat and stuff. So that's why the constipation isn't there. It's why, you're not hungry because you still eat a decent amount of food at that point. So, it's what's worked for him, it's what's worked for me. But if it's like, I think the medication makes those diet changes or those lifestyle changes way easier. And
Absolutely.
that's what I thought. I thought it's like once I stopped the sugar and carbohydrates, I didn't really worry about the food noise or any of that stuff because I didn't have it. I firmly believe that the sugar and carbohydrates is what causes the food noise because you eat carbohydrates and then an hour later you're hungry again. And if you're really addicted to sugar and carbohydrates, it's that much worse. Um, but then again, you talk about it, and like some people don't want to hear it at all because they feel like that's not. You can have this in moderation and that in moderation. And what my good friend always told me, he said, well, go ahead, do me a favor, go give that heroin addict, go give him one shot of heroin a week, and tell him just do it in moderation. And when sugar and all the stuff that's added in your foods are just as strong or stronger than those drugs like heroin, it's the same thing for me, and it's the same for a lot of people. Thankfully, to me, I recognize it, and there's a lot of people that will never recognize it or never accept the fact. And I don't want to plug people time, but that's the one thing that I've come to think is, there's no one food that's important to me. Like I don't care. Like I don't care that I never want to eat a cookie again, or I ever want to eat a French fry again. Now, there's some carbohydrates when I get to goal. There's some stuff that I'm going to want to eat. I may have some grains, I may have some beans, I may have some other things, but you know what? I'm never going to eat sugar. I'm never going to eat soda. I'm never going to eat ice cream. I don't care. It's not important to me. Nothing is more important than being alive and being healthy, and it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And that when you have the food that gives you all that power, give the food all that power. It's like, no, I mean, like, and there's plenty of people in the world that never eat half the garbage that we eat, especially here in this country,
Yeah.
and they don't miss
That's
it.
right.
So there you go. That's my 2 cents.
Well, thanks for sharing, honestly. And I was going to ask, like, what your diets look like. What's your diet look like, AJ?
So I do what I guess you
Well,
could call it carb cycling.
I don't want to say, and I don't want to say diet either. I don't
Oh, I know,
use
I
the
know what.
word diet.
There was
I meant food.
dietary needs and
Yeah, your dietary needs. Yes.
So I've gone through like a 6 week where I do like lower carb but not keto, like anywhere from 80 to 100 carbs to 2 weeks where it's like really high carbs. It's just it works with my goals, and my goals are to like build muscle and stuff like that. So going completely keto wasn't something for me. Not saying it's bad or anything like that, just saying it wasn't my way of doing things. But the lower carb did help me, hit my goals faster. So
Awesome. What about you, Pub?
With me, when I originally started, I started like everyone else. When they start their weight loss journey, what's the first thing that everyone does when they start work and when they start a weight loss journey? Protein shakes, salads, and so forth. And I knew that wasn't going to work for me, so that's when I really started looking to fasting. Right, so I
Hmm.
switched from eating the 3, 4, 5 times a day to eating 1 time a day. So I eat 1 time a day. I do OMAD, and then I switched to carnivore. So I eat just like Jamie, mainly meat. So I'm on vacation right now, guys. Okay, so today I did have buffalo and some other stuff today. I live with my wife out here in the Dominican Republic, but I usually
Right.
have I'll have like a 8 ounce steak, 4 eggs, chicharron, mozzarella cheese, pork loin, and maybe some pork chops. I have a big meal. I probably have about 1,800, 2,000 calories in one meal. I'm different than a lot of people, but that's what I do. I try to have as least amount of sugars and carbohydrates as possible. It is impossible to have zero, zero, zero. It's impossible, but try to have as close to zero, zero, zero as possible for me. I am diabetic, so I stay away from fruits. I stay away from anything that has any artificial sugar. I stay away from anything that's gonna try to trick my brain. Just like Triplet said, just like Jamie said, I'm on the same mindset. It's just like feeding a dope addict dope. You don't need it. Once you get it out of your system, you don't crave the sugar, you don't crave the carbs. You get it out of your head. And that's why so many people stall. And they ask all of us. Doesn't matter who you are. Me, Triplet, AJ, you guys, anyone. Always asking, wow, I'm on a 4-month stall. And it's the first thing you ask them. What do you drink? Oh, I drink protein shakes and this. Oh, that's your problem. That's your problem. Cut it out for 2 weeks and see what happens. It's just the artificial sugars that our bodies don't know how to regulate. They don't know how to burn. Ingredients, why put it in your body?
Yeah.
So I know you said that you don't take you don't eat fruit and try to stay away from certain things that for sugar and everything. So, and I noticed you mentioned something about vitamins. Like, what are the vitamins? Are all three of you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
the
Oh,
vitamins and supplements and everything?
want me to show? Here, I'll show you. I brought my vitamins here. I brought my vitamin pack.
Let's see the vitamin
I
pack.
brought my vitamin pack.
I take
You want to see my vitamin pack? I'll show you my vitamin pack. I got
magnesium
2 hands full.
and iron. That's basically all I take anymore.
Iron and what?
Magnesium.
Magnesium. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'm only
right, Jimmy, you go first.
20. I'm only 28 days post-op. So right now I'm taking my bariatric vitamins, my A, D, E, and K, plus iron, and calcium. And I'm sure in 2 more months when I do blood work, I'm probably gonna be taking some more. But on the GLP-1 journey, I just took a multivitamin. But since having surgery, the day I had surgery, I have no more blood pressure medicine. I'm down to only a third of the LASIK I was taking. Um, I'm off of all the other stuff that I was on. I'm on just Ursodil for my gallbladder protection and my vitamins and what? Oh, and an antacid as well. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that Ursodol is like six months or something like that. Yeah. Let me ask you all this
I
question.
take
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
Puff,
take
you got all
support.
these daggone
I
vitamins.
take
Freeze it up.
antioxidant. I take magnesium and potassium and other stuff.
Oh wow,
I
that's a
have
lot of
these
You
that I
got
vitamins.
it
take.
all.
I have all these that I take.
You got
I
the
think a lot.
Walgreens. You got the Walgreens with you. That is true, Jojo. Our body, everybody's
I take it all
bodies
in
are
one gulp
different
too,
for
brothers.
sure.
I take it all in one gulp. Oh.
Nah, no, thank you. I would choke. Let me
So,
ask you all a question. How's your mental health right now? Where's your mental health at? How do you feel today?
Uh, my mental health is better every single day. Um, to the point that I'm coming off of an antidepressant that I've been on for years. I've already cut it in half, and it'll be gone soon. Because whether you admit it to yourself or not, um, so much of it is related to either your weight or everything indirectly that's an issue in your life related to your weight. Um, it's just a giant spider web of stuff. So as you start losing weight, there's so many different stresses that go away with the losing weight, and it's just gotten so much better. Um, and also, just like anybody also knows, is keeping those stresses out of your life will keep you from stalling. And it doesn't matter what medication or what surgery you have. If you have those cortisol levels that are super super high because of the stress levels in your life, then you're gonna have struggle losing weight no matter what you're doing. So try to keep it
What
Stress.
about
stress free as
what about,
possible.
what about you, AJ?
I've had better. I've been
Yeah,
better. I mean,
yeah.
I'm always an open book, and I've never lied to anybody. Um,
Nah, so am I.
and I battle depression all the time, and that's why, like, that's why keeping my mindset on this stuff. That's why I'm always in your guys' lives and everybody else's lives. And um, that's why I haven't been posting as much. Because sometimes the mental health gets to me. So um, I try to keep myself busy. I do a lot of stuff just to keep myself busy, but sometimes it's just not enough. You just think of you think you have this you think you have everything right for a long time, and then you don't, and then it just rears its ugly head again, the depression and stuff like that. So just how it goes.
Like, I mean, I gotta ask you, what do you mean though, man? Like, what bothers you? Like,
Uh,
what are you dealing with? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to tell me. You can tell me I'm prying too
God,
much,
no,
but this
no,
is,
man, no, man. Like I said, I'm an open book for everybody.
yeah,
Body dysmorphia.
yeah,
Oh,
Feeling like I'm not enough. You know what I mean? Like feeling like my feeling like even though I know I'm like a good friend, feeling like I fail at being people's friends. Feeling like I don't go far enough for people, feeling like I'm not there enough for people. There's a lot. Um, you know, Sometimes I just feel like just being at home and not doing anything. And it is what it is. This is part of my journey. This is part of what I got to get through. Um, you know, but because I can't go back, no matter what. I say this all the time. I'm never going back.
all
So,
right,
so this is me being truthful with everybody. It's just who I am. So,
all right.
How about you, Pug?
um, well, one thing, just like AJ said, the body dysmorphia is real. That is real. But we all dealing with that, the loose skin and things like that. That really messes with your head. But from the beginning to now, 180 degrees different. I'm positive. I love myself. I love everyone around me. I love the community. I love everyone. And I wasn't like that before. I was always negative because I hated myself. I'm not gonna lie. I hated myself. Why would I love myself at that weight? I hated what I did to myself. I hated how I looked. I hated everyone for looking at me the way that I looked. Walking to a store, kids pointing. People tell me, oh, like, I had this one kid's like, "Mom, how did you get that fat?" And I told him because I ate everything. Things like that. That's things you got to deal with when you're at that weight. And now I feel normal. There's no such thing as normal. I feel accepted. I feel accepted within the community, throughout everywhere. And this community in general has helped me stay on my path. And I say it all the time in all my lives. When I started this journey, it was about me. But once I really started and getting the feedback from the community, I realized this is bigger than just me. This is for everyone to see that it can be done through hard work, dedication, and so forth. Look at this, guys. I told you I was in a relationship for 11 years. I saw 11 years and she left me out of nowhere, right? This is my wife. I'm married now. I changed my life. I never been happier in my life. I feel like I'm in my 20s, every way possible. But I feel strong like bull. But at the end of the day, happiness it's a lot of it has to do with how you feel about yourself. Depression is real. But it can be countered not only by medication but by weight loss and you just feeling better about yourself.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys like, as far as like, I know that you go to the gym or you walk. Like, what is your how do you guys stay active? Like, and like, what are your goals? Like, what were your goals? From the onset to versus what they are now. How do you guys maintain all that stuff? When like, what are you doing as far physically to do that?
Well, for me, and everybody knows, 715 pounds, I was very immobile. So, and this is another good point for anybody who is morbidly obese and is at a weight where they are struggling. You don't have to exercise to make that first step. I mean, I lost 234 pounds with on the medication with doing so minimal exercise because it was just what I was able to do. And when the pool's warm, I'm swimming and walking in the pool. Now that I've had the surgery and I'm down so much weight, I have physical limitations, but it's getting better. And um, as my incisions are healing, I need to get on. I'm going to get on the exercise, thing. I'm never going to be in the gym working out, like lifting weights, but I need to get moving so it will help me continue to move because um, the last thing I want to be is 200 something pounds and still can't do anything physical. So that's important to me. But I think it's important for everybody to know that if you're at a point where you can't exercise, you need to focus on that food and what you're eating. And if you're on a medication, and you can lose plenty of weight before you have to start moving. But then you look at a guy like Pug and also AJ; those guys both lost a lot of weight way faster than I did because they were able to move. So that exercise and that weightlifting and all that stuff was able to help them lose even faster, than I was losing. If I, if I was physically able to move more um, during the beginning part of my journey, I'm sure I'd have been I would have lost even more weight already. But just I'm not upset at that, but it just goes to show people that what you don't have to until you can, because it's all about the food. It's all about that first, and then getting there with everything else.
AJ, how about you, my friend?
I just like to lift heavy things. I like the way my body looks because of lifting heavy things. You guys know Bobby Davenport.
Yeah.
Like I kind of modeled him a little bit because I followed him very early on. We've been friends for a long time, so he told me prioritize protein. Like he preached it really early on when a lot of other people weren't, and so I did that. I made sure to do that, and then I got my personal trainer, and he's he's like one of the strongest people I know, and like he pushes the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie, he scares me a little bit because he's a big man and he moves a lot of weight. So he scares me a little bit. So when he tells me to do something, I'm doing it. If that makes sense. So, uh, but yeah, I like lifting weights. I always have. I've always been active. I wrestled. I played football. I've just always been overweight. It's just who I've always been. And like I thought for a long time that was my personality. I was just the fat kid. I was always this fat kid, that funny fat kid. But
But you moved well as a big kid. Because I was the same way.
dude, I was fast. I mean, I played football, I wrestled, and I was running faster than a lot of the other wrestlers. Like I would beat them in foot races. I mean, for being as big as I was 275 pounds running. It is what it is, man. I mean, like it's part of life. But I always like to lift heavy, and I always have, and I always like to be active. Um, and so I worked out even when I was like my highest was 493. I don't talk about that because to me that's a whole nother weight loss journey that I failed at. But my highest was 493, and I was working out at 493. It takes a lot to work out at 493. So it's just part of life. So
It does.
Pug, your thoughts?
Well, that's where me and AJ differ because with me, I'm more of the cardio guy. Can you hear me?
yep,
Yeah.
no,
Can you hear me?
yep.
All right, sorry, because the internet sucks out here. Anyways, that's where me and AJ we're kind of different because with me, I'm more about like when I first started, I started walking 10 minutes, try to get half a mile in a day, a mile in a day, and so forth. Now I'm at a point where I could do 2-3 hours of cardio, no problem, and then go home, do what I need to do. If I want to do another cardio session, I have a walker at home. I have a treadmill that I work out at home. But that's me. I do about 2-3 hours of cardio a day, Monday, on probably about 3-4 times a week. I try to at least walk an hour at lunch. Try to wake up to work out early. Walk the hour at lunch, and try to do an hour after I get home from work. But I try to do a few times a week.
Right.
You see, right? Even on vacation, guys, I'm still working out. Don't mind the
That's what's up.
spanks. Don't mind the spanks.
I keep that little skin in, bro.
Yeah. But that's what I like about this whole thing is it doesn't matter which route you take with Triplet over here, Jamie. You can't outrun a bad diet. He was still losing weight even though he wasn't working out. AJ lifts a bunch of weights. Me, I'm the cardio guy. But all three of us, we're being successful on our own paths.
Not to mention, there's almost 2,000 pounds of weight loss on this panel alone.
Oh, there
Uh,
we go.
I
Insane.
just wanted to point that out.
There we
It's
go.
If any of you in the comments have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them. We're opening up the comments for a Q&A just for a couple of minutes at least, because I know there's been a lot going on up on this panel. It's been really difficult to be back and forth with the comments and paying attention to all this valuable information. Let me also make sure that we remind each and every one of you that we are not physicians, nor are we nutritionists, and we are definitely not. What's the next one? We're not nutritionists, we're not doctors, and we're not therapists.
Therapist.
No, I'm not a therapist either. Not at all. Um, I got to tell you, the whole idea of this panel was just as I expected it would be, a collaboration of gentlemen from different uh, lifestyles, the opposite sides, different roads, paths that we've taken in this weight loss journey. I think that I could honestly say that we've created some new friendships here, honestly. I can't tell you all over and over again enough from here on out, that my DMs personally are wide open to you. If you ever want to talk or, touch base, I would love if you guys would open that venue up to myself too, because I
Absolutely.
sometimes go through things that I need to deal with personally, so on and so forth. With that being said, I have to share something with you all, and Tony might be pissed off about it, but I got to do it. I had gotten wrapped up, and this might be too much TMI, but that's just the guy I am. I've got wrapped up in, you know, how many followers you have in this community. It's always about how many followers you have. And Tony said to me, he said, Rab, he said, you know what? That following makes no difference. Just as long as we can reach one person in the community and help them along their weight loss journey, that's all that matters. And
Hmm.
that truly touched me. And Tony, I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate those of you in this panel that came on and hung out with us today to make that collaboration and help that perspective come true today. And I can't, again, I can't tell you all how much I appreciate all the support that we get here in this community.
I
Look, Mrs. Adams says Pug was my person from day one.
yes. Well, the thing is,
Thank
like,
you, Colleen.
everybody likes to have a bigger audience, but I go live basically every morning, and there's at least 15 to 18 people that are on with me, however long I'm on, and to me that's such a blessing. And it's but talk about mental health. This sharing this journey has been like therapy for me for 18 months now. Um, being holding myself accountable is one thing. I mean, I am. I mean, that's just what it is. But coming on here and talking about the highs and the lows, and there was a couple of, there was there was a couple of months where I talked about my weight loss, but I didn't share my before picture. I didn't share that I started at 715 pounds. Now for over the last, 7, 8 months, I mean, I own it, but it's not an easy thing to do to come on and say, you know what, I weigh 715 pounds. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. And, I don't know if I've been supported 100% from the get go. I mean, even on my posts, my TikTok posts, like I don't get a lot of anything negative. There's a lot of positive stuff, minus the little trolley people that come in, and it's just been great, and it's really really been helpful just to talk about it all the time, and just and now it's even more important for me because before, when I was just doing the medications, I mean, if I decided, I wasn't hungry, then I would be fasting for 18 hours a day. Now, 8 o'clock comes in the morning, I better have eaten my first, 4 ounces of protein, or it's not happening. So I definitely I have to be more mindful of a lot of things now post surgery. So I just encourage everybody, like, just, just figure out what's going to work for you, figure out what's going to make you happy along the way, and just do it one day at a time. And everybody stalls and everybody has their ups and downs, but as long as you just pick yourself up and start again the next day, you'll be fine. For me, thankfully, like, there's never been a point where I've done anything where I, like, what I quote cheated or anything. It's just not a thing for me anymore. But there's a lot of people that, the way they eat, they might splurge, they might go have some drinks or whatever. But the bottom line is that the next day, nobody gains 50, 100 pounds one day. So whatever it is, just cross it off. Whatever you wanted to eat that day, whatever you're celebrating, whatever's birth, whatever, enjoy yourself. But know that that next day you just get back on and do it. For me, it's completely different. Like, I make myself, I'm in this compartment. It's not for me, but I do recognize that that's what everybody needs to do, because there's no such thing as doing any kind of damage to your way of eating or your diet or whatever you want to call it, in one day or in one meal or in one week. So the bottom line is that next day you just have to give yourself grace and keep moving on, because just like my doctor said originally, whatever you do, stay with it. And if you stay with it, you're gonna make progress. And every day that you don't gain weight, or you don't go back to those bad habits, even if you're not losing weight or you are gaining a little weight, is a great day. And it's easy to say when it's not you, but everybody here, it's been everybody else's experience. So I feel like I can say that because, I've had to deal with it all the time. I've stalled for months and months, and I'm hoping that I can stop from having big stalls, with my surgery. But I know it's going to happen too. But so
Hey,
that's what I say.
So I had a great comment in here, and this is actually for AJ. So Mama Carrie actually says, AJ has always been a positive light when my light was dim. Truly has helped me more than he knows. So, I mean, I think that between all the three of you guys and, for Rabb and myself, why we do this, why we go live, and why we want to support everyone in the weight loss community. We want to be there for people because we know that the support is very important, especially because of the mental journey that we are taking, and it's very easy to get down on yourself. So I don't know, AJ. It looked like you wanted to say something, so I'll
I
let you
just,
say.
like everybody else, well, like probably everybody in this panel, my DMs are always open. And I just know, like, what I go through, other people are going through. So that's why I share so much. I'm an open book because I know for a fact that I'm not the only one going through this right now. And I know that, and like maybe some people are like, oh man, he's just being a sissy or whatever. I know I'm not the only one going through it. And I know other people are going through it too. So that's why I always share. That's why I have to share, because my journey has been on TikTok this whole time. Like from day one, it's been on TikTok. From my mistakes to my everything going right to every pound I've ever lost. has been on TikTok this whole time, but it's because of the support that I've gotten. It's because of the people that inspired me in the beginning, even when I didn't even start this whole thing. You guys, man, I literally just found you guys on a live one day, both of you, and you know, and you guys have been so inspiring ever since I've met you guys. You guys know I've been in your guys' lives since day one, like in the beginning, and then you know, Jamie knows me probably. I've known Jamie longer than I know just about everybody. And me and Pug, we're just me and Pug at this point. So, you guys know, inspiring people. You guys had literally goats in your guys' comment section, like goats of weight loss in your comment section. You know, saying stuff today, and like to me, it's awesome that you know that's where you guys are going. You guys are going to where people who have 1.7 million followers on TikTok are going to be in your comments, saying stuff. Yeah, Dalton, and it's just how it's going, man. This is what it's about. Your guys' support system is what it's about, and that's amazing to me. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's the community across the board. I mean, we've talked about, followers, people with 1 million followers and people with just one. It doesn't matter here in this community. We're open book, like AJ has shared. We're here to help. We're here to give some support. But again, we're not professional. We can't give medical advice. We're not therapists or dietitians. Um, I want to take this time again to thank you all for joining us on this live. And I think that we've made pounds of connection. I think we've made it there for sure. I'd love to have you guys back up to kick it again, Tony and I, for sure.
Definitely.
Those of you in the comments, thank you so much. And don't forget, Sunday nights, we have Speak Barry to Me, Talk Barry to Me with VSG Bestie at 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, and 5 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you turn into Talk Barry to Me. BSG is awesome. Make sure if you're not following everybody on this panel, please do so. The DMs are open. Check out the content. We're here for you. Yes, Anna, I'm getting it slowly but surely. It's coming. We appreciate all your time that you've put into this community, each and every one of you in the comments and on this panel. We look forward to doing it again next Tuesday. Physical pain comparison from pre-op to post-op. We got our buddy Dave's Dimes Health coming in to hang out with us next Tuesday. Hope you all tune in at the same time, same place. We love y'all. Peace,
70,000
love,
an hour. That's song, guys.
70,000 likes. You guys are
1 hour.
freaking awesome.
Amazing.
And so, enjoy your vacation, Pug. Love you guys.
Enjoy your time.
Love you guys.
Take care, guys.
Catch you guys later. Thank you
Yeah,
for having us on.
Thank
you
you
guys.
so
Thank you
much.
for coming, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Too.